Hello and welcome back. So I just wanted to quickly review very quickly what we did in the last video, and we have this proportion. This proportion 2.75 over 2.5. That was you could think of it like the percentage of this arc distance traveled comprised by the radius. Or, as we should all know by now, the angle measure subtending this arc in radius lengths, or radians. We got 1.1 radians. In part II, we were asked to determine this ordered pair, where the skier is resting, measured in radius lengths. Well, if we know the radian measure of the angle subtending this arc, then we evaluate our horizontal distance from the vertical diameter using cosine of 1.1 radians, and we get our vertical distance from the horizontal diameter using sine of 1.1 radians. And those values were roughly 0.454 and 0.891. That's to say that this 0.454 tells us that the skier in this position is 45.4 or 45.4% of a radius length from the vertical diameter. 0.891 tells us that the skier's vertical distance from the horizontal diameter is 89.1% or 0.891 of a radius length. Okay, so I've done some sketches here. So we've established that in terms of radius lengths, the skier is 0.891 radius lengths, or 89.1% of a radius length above the horizontal diameter, and is about 45.4% of a radius length to the right of the vertical diameter. So now in part 4aiii, we're asked to provide this ordered pair here, but now we want to use what we've established to determine the skier's coordinates, xy coordinates, in units of kilometers. And what we saw in previous investigations is, to do this, we simply need to increase our radius length, right? And multiply by the appropriate units, in this case kilometers, right? So we know that the radius length of our circular trail is 2.5. So then, to get these values here, oops, I wanted to do this, and we would simply take our values for the skier's distance and radius lengths, and we're going to multiply them by our radius length. So we would use 2.5 cosine of 1.1 and 2.5 sine of 1.1 radians. We've already done this. That gave us these values here. And the resulting ordered pair would be, we would take 2.5 and multiply that by the value of cosine of 1.1 radians. That's cosine of, that's 2.5 times 0.454, and we would get 1.134 here. And then take this value, 0.891, that's the sine of 1.1, and multiply that by 2.5, and that gives us 2.228. So by simply multiplying by the radius length in kilometers, we transform, if you will, from units of radius lengths, radii, or units of radius lengths of 2.5 kilometers. So I thought maybe I'd throw in a little bonus question here. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I figured this is important enough to emphasize that we maybe look at number 4, part B from investigation 4, where they talk about a skier who then, same, say, a ski trail with a radius of 2.5, and this skier, so in this scenario we have this is 2.5, and our skier travels 10 kilometers around the ski trail. All right, I'm just going to guesstimate that's around there. If this is 2.5, that looks like it's probably about 10, something like that. And they said to determine in radius lengths the ordered pair describing where the skier rested. So we would, of course, first have to compute 2.5, excuse me, not that. We would have to use 10 over 2.5. That's our the proportion of the arc to the circumference, or the ratio of arc to circumference. That, of course, is our angle measure in radians. And this gives us 4 radians, or 4 radius lengths. And to establish this point measured in radius lengths, right? We would use, again, this would be our arc, and this ordered pair would be the cosine of 4, and this would be the sine of 4. So this ordered pair is negative 0.654, and this ordered pair is negative 0.757, or the vertical distance above the horizontal. This is the horizontal distance to the right of the vertical diameter. All right, and now to translate that into this ordered pair, we just multiply by our radius length in kilometers. So we would just multiply by 2.5, and we would get negative 1.64634 kilometers, and that's with respect to being to the right of the vertical diameter, and we would get negative 1.892 for our I'm sorry, I know this isn't clear. I have to figure out how to use this eraser tool. So is that, no. Well, yeah, so again, maybe I'll restate this because I can't figure out how to erase here. This is supposed to be my eraser, but it doesn't work very well. Yeah, it's not working very well. This value here in kilometers should be negative 1.634, and this is negative 1.892. Sorry if that's not clear. So this was mod 4 investigation 4. Right, this is investigation 4. This is number 2. Technology is failing me today. This is part B of the question we worked on earlier in the video, part B. I'll see you in the next video.